I'm loyal. I'm loyal.
To who?
My jacket
Manchester
looks nice,
United,
big man.
thank you
My
very
jacket
much.
looks nice.
Not to Malik.
What? Why would you even say that?
Sorry?
So Deontay Wilder has parted ways with his head trainer Malik Scott after 4 years of having Malik as his head coach. Is Wilder not loyal to Malik? Well, this appears to be a mutual parting of ways. Wilder has stated that him and Malik Scott are still brothers and that they still talk, so there's no beef nor drama here. I guess this was just seen as the best move either just for Wilder or for both Wilder and Scott. Malik Scott is actually a former Deontay Wilder opponent, as many of you may know. Back in 2014, Wilder knocked Scott out in the first round, and many people thought that Scott took a dive in that fight due to the nature of the finish. And this belief went on to grow stronger amongst boxing fans when Scott became Wilder's head trainer 7 years later, in 2021, and it became public that the two men had been friends before Scott became the head coach in the Wilder camp, likely dating back to before their 2014 fight. Wilder appointed Scott as the main man of his camp ahead of his trilogy fight with Tyson Fury in 2021. So Malik Scott has been Wilder's head trainer for the third Fury fight, the Robert Helenius fight, the Joseph Parker fight, and the Zhilei Zhang fight. So yes, Deontay Wilder has 1 win and 3 losses under the guidance of old Malik. So many people would say that this parting of ways between Wilder and Scott is a good thing. Wilder was brutally stopped on 2 separate occasions in his 4 fights under Scott, and he also lost a 12-round shutout pretty much, with just the 1 win in there. Malik Scott wasn't the most formidable heavyweight in his boxing days, or definitely not when he fought at the top level. And some would even say that Malik Scott turned Deontay Wilder into Malik Scott when he became his head trainer, funnily enough. He tried to have Wilder boxing more as opposed to Wilder's old style of playing to his strength, which is his immense power. And playing to their strength is what got Deontay Wilder to his world title success. Yes, Scott's coaching of Wilder has been heavily criticised, and Wilder's very last fight, his KO loss to Zhilei Zhang just over a year ago, brought the criticism of Scott's coaching of Wilder to an all-time high. As in that fight, Wilder was caught with a check right hook from Zhang, and then Wilder reacted by performing a 360 spin, which left him wide open for a follow-up right hook, which brought an end to his night. And it was then brought to light that Malik Scott had Wilder training 360 spins years before the Zhilei Zhang fight, so this was likely a technique that he was training with him throughout all of the camps. Which is beyond ridiculous, as this is an illegal move, and it also leaves you wide open for an attack. So yeah, everyone was grilling Scott's coaching methods at that point, and some were even theorising about him purposefully sabotaging Wilder due to the nature of how peculiar the 360 thing was. Whether Malik Scott didn't understand how to coach Deontay Wilder to his strengths, or if Wilder is just completely washed up and can't be helped at all, or if Scott was sabotaging Wilder on purpose, at the end of the day now, they have parted ways now, and thankfully there's no little petty beef to go along with this parting of ways. Deontay Wilder has gone through trainer changes in the past, most notably after the second Fury fight when he sacked off Mark Breland, the man who coached him to a world title. But the man who Wilder has always kept by his side is Jay Deese, and he's still with Deese now. But ahead of Wilder's fight with Terrell Hendren tonight, Wilder has brought in coach Don Howes to be in his corner and train him. Wilder has been seen on the pads with Howes this fight week. Dan Howes is known for coaching Bermane Stiverne to the WBC heavyweight title in 2014, the same Stiverne who Deontay Wilder won the title from. So we'll see if Don Howes can bring back that old killer instinct in Wilder that Malik Scott has failed to do. If Wilder does smoke Hendren tonight as we expect, that doesn't prove much, but again, we'll just have to see going forward if Wilder is completely done for anyway, or if Malik Scott's coaching was a big reason for his poor performances, and Wilder does indeed have some room to turn things around. As for where Malik Scott goes from here, well, Malik is mostly known for training Deontay Wilder, but he does train other guys such as the British light heavyweight prospect Ezra Taylor, and I'm sure Scott will go on to be in the corner of other heavyweights in the future. Malik Scott was one of those guys who was in the camps of all of the top heavyweights of his time for sparring purposes, so he's probably been involved with most of the older heavyweights who are still active now. For example, he was a part of Joseph Parker's team for Parker's title defense against Hughie Fury in 2017, and then later went on to coach against Joseph Parker in 2023 when Wilder fought Parker. And of course, he was in and around the camps of his former opponent Deontay Wilder himself, long before becoming his head trainer. So yeah, we're going to see Malik Scott around still, trust me. So yeah, not too much drama here at all with the Wilder and Scott split, but it is still big news as many fans have been calling for this split for a good while. Another heavyweight in Alexander Usyk has recently split up with a member of his team as he split up with his promoter Alex Krasiuk. That news is really making waves, but I just think that Usyk wanted to cut the expense of Krasiuk, as Krasiuk likely isn't really needed at this point. And I doubt this is a sign of any real major internal conflict in the Usyk camp that will have any effect on Usyk's performance against Dubois in the rematch coming up at all. Now this video is going up before Wilder's fight with Terrell Hendren tonight, and now let's be honest, Wilder will knock Kendron out, but he likely won't look too great in doing so, because there's only so great you can look against such opposition, and it will be a standard comeback win for Wilder. If anything other than a Wilder knockout happens, then I will be looking to produce an immediate reaction video to the fight right after it happens, although I will be completely missing out on sleep in order to do so, and it would probably lead to me being awake for around 48 hours by the time I watch tomorrow night's fights. But yeah, we'll see. Leave your comments down below, and you have been listening to O.M.E. Boxing.